joining us.
We don't tend to see it as raw as this.
Good evening and welcome.
Welcome to For the Record. I'm your host, Anjanette Levy. Thanks for joining us on this Friday afternoon. We have a lot to cover today. We are, of course, covering the trial of former police officer Kim Potter in Minneapolis. She is the former Brooklyn Center police officer who shot and killed Daunte Wright during a traffic stop earlier this year. But first, we want to bring you up to speed on what's going on in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. That trial is underway in Manhattan in federal court. Ghislaine Maxwell, of course, is the former girlfriend and companion of Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex offender who died by suicide while awaiting trial in jail in 2019. Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of assisting Epstein in procuring young girls for sex and transporting them to various places. So we have a great guest to bring you right now. Adam Klasfeld, managing editor of Law&Crime.com, is here to tell us what's happening in the courtroom. He has been in the court the entire time that this trial has been underway. So, Adam, I'm really excited to talk with you about this. Bring us up to speed. I know that one of the accusers, one of the only ones to use her real name, took the stand this morning.
Absolutely. And thank you for bringing me on, Anjanette. So as a matter of fact, the sole accusing witness against Ghislaine Maxwell, who is testifying under her real name, has taken the stand, and that's Annie Farmer. She's one of two women who were profiled in the New York Times as the sisters who first tried to take down Jeffrey Epstein. And she says she was 16 years old when she first met Epstein in New York, and recounted on the witness stand today an incident where Epstein was in a movie theater with her, and she says touched her leg, caressed her hand, and that she felt very uncomfortable. Now, this was leading to another incident in New Mexico, and that's where it brings us to Ghislaine Maxwell. Testimony began with the prosecution asking, is there anyone in this room who has ever given you a massage? She replied yes, and she identified the defendant. She identified Maxwell in the courtroom. And that's what she was referring to as she testified occurred in New Mexico, where she said that Maxwell gave her a troubling topless massage. She said that she was in Epstein's ranch, the Zorro Ranch in Santa Fe, when Maxwell told her to disrobe. She said that she was told to lie on her back, and that Maxwell pulled down the sheet and touched her breast. Now, this echoes the testimony of two other accusing witnesses. And to put this in perspective, the Ghislaine Maxwell case has always been conceived as the person who helped procure minors for Jeffrey Epstein. But this trial has reconceptualized that somewhat, because there are multiple accusing witnesses who say that Maxwell touched them. And so this is the third accusing witness who has made that statement. Her testimony was very well anticipated because, as I said earlier, she's the only accusing witness to testify under her real name. Her story has been well known, well published, and it seems that with the government wrapping their case, they're trying to leave a strong, lasting impression with the jury.
And I was going to ask you about that because, the defense had done, from what I understand, a good job at questioning the memories of some of the other accusing witnesses, the complainants in this case. So far, does Annie Farmer's testimony seem to really hold up? Because it sounds like these women have corroborating stories independent of one another.
I think that analysis is absolutely correct in that the defense throughout this trial has tried to undermine the memories of all of the witnesses. As a matter of fact, Maxwell's attorney, Bobby Sternheim, began things off by saying that this is a case about memory, manipulation, and money. And we're seeing those themes in cross-examination, which will be continuing in the afternoon session. I'll be in court, where she is trying to, right now, is being questioned by another Maxwell attorney, Laura Menninger, who's pointing out the piece of corroboration that's behind this testimony. which is Annie Farmer's journals. We saw passages of her feelings at the time from those journals. There was one entry where she spoke about how it's seeming weird what Epstein was doing in the movie theater in New York. Now, she also wrote in that entry that it was not weird. She was making what she described on the stand as rationalizations for Epstein's behavior because she knew he was a powerful man that could either make things either difficult for their lives or help their career. And she spoke mostly about the latter, that he could potentially help with her education, that she could help her sister, who was an inspiring artist. So there was that the corroboration that you were referring to is the diary. And what we're seeing during cross-examination is the defense attorney for Maxwell basically saying that the diary, without that her memory would not, that it refreshed her memory, and that without it, that it wouldn't, that she wouldn't have an independent memory, and saying that perhaps in hindsight, that it's being colored by that piece of extrinsic evidence. So that's the defense's strategy. They're continuing with that strategy. I expect we'll see more of that in the afternoon session. But with each of these witnesses, the government has been careful to bring forward what they see as corroborating evidence, physical objects, and testimony. There was another piece of evidence, which was Annie Farmer's boots that she says she was given as a gift by Epstein with Maxwell present. And gifts has been another running theme because gifts are what prosecutors describe as part of the grooming process that Ghislaine Maxwell used to make people feel comfortable and normalize the pattern of alleged sexual abuse.
Yeah, most definitely. And we've seen that in other cases where people accused of these things have bought gifts for people and done all kinds of things to ingratiate themselves to these victims, these accusers. All very interesting, Adam. We really appreciate you coming on. I would love to talk with you more about this, but I know you have to get back into court, and I'm sure we will talk about it again sometime soon. So again, thank you, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you. You as well, Anjanette.
Hi, this is Dan Abrams with exciting news for all of our Law and Crime followers on YouTube. You can now get the live Law and Crime Network with YouTube TV for all of your daily live trial coverage, legal news, expert analysis, and original true crime programs. Subscribe to YouTube TV today and then locate Law and Crime in the channel guide. And for only $1.99 a month, you can add the network to your bundle. Watch Law and Crime every day with YouTube TV. We put you in the jury box.